welcome back to my channel. If you've already watched the first episode, then welcome back to my mini-series about how to make money online. With everything that is going on, I decided that I would create this mini-series about working from home and how I personally have been able to make money online for like the last 5 years. So piggybacking off of the first episode, which I talked about Amazon affiliates and Amazon associates, I'm going to talk about Amazon Mechanical Turk, or M-Turk. This is actually one of my personal favorite ways of making money online because overall it's pretty simple and you can decide what tasks you want to do to make money. So what Amazon Mechanical Turk is, or M-Turk is it's a crowdsourcing marketplace that makes it easier for different individuals and businesses to be able to outsource their different jobs or tasks to a particular platform where workers are able to complete the work. So this could be anything from looking up data or doing a survey to participate in different research, or even things such as content moderation. There's all types of things that you can do on this website, and I will discuss some examples of what you can do later in this video. So basically what happens is Amazon's Mechanical Turk is able to harness the collective skills and intelligence and insights of different types of people from a global workforce to streamline these different processes for different businesses and companies. So traditionally, tasks like this would have been accomplished by hiring a large temporary workforce, which is, mind you, very time-consuming and expensive and something that at this point has really been undone. So instead, this crowdsourcing is a really great way to break down more time-consuming projects into smaller and more manageable tasks that can be completed by different workers online. So these tasks are technically called micro tasks. So why would a company want to outsource these different types of jobs? There's actually quite a few benefits to it, and one of them is that it can optimize efficiency. So while a company has several employees, they're in charge of several tasks, it allows the employees to focus on the bigger, more detailed tasks, while the smaller, more micro tasks are distributed to other people, so that way their actual employees can focus on the bigger tasks at hand. So whenever you're doing tasks for these companies, you don't technically work for anybody. You are simply just doing the tasks that are outsourced from them to you off of Amazon. So that also increases flexibility because they're still able to get everything done without having to upscale their business. And of course, that reduces costs because that prevents them from having to hire a temporary workforce in order to do everything. So with this, the companies who decide to outsource the work, they get to decide how much you get paid for doing these tasks. So they can decide on anything from at least a penny up. They're also able to offer bonuses, also from a penny and up, for completing their tasks. Now, if you are a company or a business that wants to outsource your different tasks to Amazon, there are different fees that you have to pay depending on the qualifications and depending on how much you're paying for the different micro tasks, but I'm not going to get into all that. So how do you get started with this? So first of all, I think pretty much anybody can sign on to be a worker. Everything, like I said, is independent, so it's completely on your own time, on your own schedule. You can do it as much as you want or as little as you want. I did it a lot at first, and then I took like a month or two where I didn't really do it at all. And lately, since I've had more time, I've been doing it really frequently. So in order to create an account, you're just going to go to the website.
And then all you do is click on Get Started with Amazon Mechanical Turk. And then on the next page, you are going to join as a worker. So you're going to create a worker account, and it's going to prompt you to sign into your Amazon account or to create one if you don't have one.
So what type of tasks are we talking about here? What am I going to be doing on this platform? So the beauty of it is that there are all types of different tasks and they're constantly being updated. So you can go in and check it all the time and you will see that new tasks are being added very frequently, and you can decide which task you want to do. So some examples of the different types of tasks are surveys. Of course, surveys are a huge one. It's actually one of my personal favorite ways to make money on here because it's simple, it's pretty mindless, and it's a lot of just giving your opinion. So sometimes the surveys could be a half an hour long, sometimes they could be a minute long. It just depends, which they will give you an estimated time of how long it's going to take you to complete the different tasks. So it is nice to be able to know that beforehand. Another option that you can do on here is transcribing audio. They also have tasks where you will compare different things. So you'll compare different objects, or you will compare two different photos and just share what's the same about them or what's different about them. You can also do data entry. There's even tasks that will ask you to upload certain photos. So whether it's at a certain angle or certain colors or certain types of trees, there's all sorts of things that they would want you to upload photos for. You can also rate the quality of computer-generated speech. So how accurate is it? How well does it sound? What would you do differently to change it or to improve it? You can also do like voice annotation or record audio captions for different videos. You can transcribe things for different videos. You can even collect data from different websites, or even like extract information from different receipts that they'll upload. They even have things on there that are like memory games. So I love games, so this is like one of my favorite things ever on there when they post them. But they'll have memory games. So they'll say, remember what the highest odd number shown is. So what they'll do is they'll pay you to watch like all these different numbers be flashed for, let's say, 5 minutes. And you have to remember what the highest odd number is that flashes across the screen, type it in at the end, and you're done. So that's just like an example of what this could be like. You can also paraphrase voice commands for voice control of a certain device. There's even little tasks where you have to identify a word that goes with 3 other words. So an example of this would be house, bark, branch, and the related word would be tree. And just do as many as you can within the allotted amount of time. And sometimes, depending on how many tasks you get done, if you go over a certain amount, then you can get a bonus for that. There's also things such as like fake gambling. So you can like invest a certain amount of money into something and share your investments with another person who's also doing this task. And depending on how much money you get, if you make, let's say, 50 cents, you would have decided if you were going to keep the 50 cents that you earned or if you're going to share it with the other person. So that's another way that you can make bonuses. It's definitely not something where I feel like it could be your full-time job, but it definitely is a really, really great way to make some extra money. I started doing Mechanical Turk when I was just like standing in line at the grocery store or sitting and waiting at a doctor's appointment. If you have 5, 10, 15 extra minutes that you would normally just be wasting time, then this is a really great way to earn some money while you're doing it. And with that being said, all of these tasks are timed, so it'll tell you the allotted amount of time that you have to complete the task before you get started, so that way you know if you actually have enough time to complete it or not. Because if you start a task and you time out, you don't get credit for it, you actually get rejected, and that affects your approval rate for getting future tasks. There's also certain qualifications for the different tasks. So sometimes it'll say that this task has to be performed on a smartphone. This task has to be performed on a computer. You cannot use Safari with this. You can't have an Android for this, which most of them I feel like aren't super picky about it, but there definitely are some that have some requirements, so make sure that you read that before you start. And then you're even qualified for different tasks based on your location. So depending on which state you're in or which region you're in or which country you're in, you may or may not be able to do a certain task. If you can speak different languages, there's different tasks that you can be qualified for. Sometimes they're just related to a certain profession. So they'll say only caregivers or only truck drivers, only stay-at-home moms. There's definitely times where they will request a specific type of person to respond to the task. They do place a lot of attention checks within the different tasks. So make sure that you are reading all the directions and making sure that you are following along with what they want you to do. Because if you miss an attention check, you'll either get kicked out of the task or you'll complete it, but then they'll deny your task once they review it, and then you're stuck getting absolutely nothing for your time. So how much money you make is really just dependent on you. You can decide how often you want to do it, how much you want to work, which tasks you want to do. It's very independent, which is one thing I really love about it as well. So for example, let's say I start doing 2-minute surveys at 30 cents a pop. That's $9 an hour. Now that's not a ton of money, but if in that hour I would have normally just been doing nothing and wasting mindless time, then it's a really great way to instead make some money. In general, they're not a lot of high-paying tasks. A lot of them are shorter, so they're not going to pay you $10 for 15 minutes of your time. The highest tasks that I've personally seen are like $5, $6. But the more tasks that you do, the more tasks that you qualify for, and you're going to open up the opportunity to qualify for those tasks that will pay you more money. So once you log into your account, you can see a list of all the different tasks that they have outsourced. So when I log in, I personally just filter out which ones I'm actually qualified for, starting with the highest paying one first. And that's how I decide which tasks I'm going to do. And then once you decide to do your task, you can preview the task before you get started. Make sure it's something that you want to do, you have enough time to do it. Once you start your task, you go through it. And then once you finish it, what happens is they give you a completion code at the end. And this is like random numbers or letters, something that is made up that you have to type into the initial task that you clicked on so that you're able to actually submit it and get paid for it. Once you get started, I believe you can't cash out for the first 30 days. And when you do want to cash out, you can either have it transferred to your actual Amazon account, or you can have it directly deposited into your bank account. And you can decide how often you want to get paid. So you can pick every 3 days, 7 days, 14 days, 30 days, or every 60 days. I personally have mine turned on so that I get paid once a month. And that's automatically. I don't have to do anything to be able to get it. I just know on a certain day of every single month, that's when I'm going to get paid from my Turk money. So that's Amazon Mechanical Turk, one of my favorite ways to make money online. Hopefully this gave you some insight on what to expect if you decide that you want to get started. I would definitely suggest it. If you have some free time, absolutely do it. You're probably never going to get rich from it, but it's definitely a good way to make some extra money. I hope that was helpful. If you did enjoy this video, please let me know by hitting the like button. And you're excited to see more videos, then make sure you hit the subscribe button so that you don't miss any of the ones that I post. And as always, thank you guys so much for watching this video. I really appreciate it, and I will see you guys in my next one. Bye guys!